Hi, Dr. Dave Wendell here from Natural Health and Wellness Center, and this week we want to talk to you about the 7 pillars of health and healing. And so the first pillar we want to talk about is the endocrine pillar. The endocrine pillar covers your whole hormonal system. And that's where we want to make sure that the hormonal system, starting with the hypothalamus and the pituitary axis up in the brain centers, are communicating well together, but also communicating as they travel down through the body to all of your hormonal system, your glands, your thyroid, your adrenals, ovaries, uterus, liver, spleen, pancreas, and just making sure that they're all working together in harmony. And that's very important for them to work correctly, because if they don't, what's going to happen is your hormonal system will be off and your body's just not going to work the way that it should. The second pillar of health has to do with sugar handling. We call it glycemic. Glycemic pillar or sugar pillar is about how your body handles sugar. There's 3 major organs involved in this: the liver, the pancreas, and of course the adrenals. But also, how do you know if you have a sugar handling issue? Well, a telltale sign is when you have your sugar levels tested, your glucose levels are high, your A1C is higher, but also what you might find is during the night you tend to wake up and have difficulty falling back to sleep. So if you're having any of those issues, that's a sign that your glycemic pillar is out of balance, and that's something that would definitely need to be addressed. My recommendation: get that wheat and sugar out of your diet. Wheat, so you know, wheat is an endocrine disruptor, and each molecule of wheat will bind to an insulin receptor site in your body, making you more insulin resistant. So definitely, that's pillar number 2. The third pillar we want to talk about is the pH pillar, or the bioterrain. With pH in the body, we're talking about acid balance. This pillar tells us a great deal about mineral balance in the body and about essential fatty acids. So if your body's more acidic, less than 7, 6.5, 6, even lower, we really have to address the minerals in your body as well as the essential fatty acids, making sure that we're getting those minerals up and getting those essential fatty acids up to help offset the pH balance. Again, wheat and sugar, get those out of there. The fourth pillar is inflammatory, or inflammation. So we want to get the inflammatory pillar out and gone. And so how to do that is you have to watch the things that cause inflammation in the body. This is tied into a lot of things. Chronic pain, chronic illnesses. It's also tied into sugar. And so you really want to work on getting inflammation down. As we've been talking about in our office the last couple of weeks, inflammation is the only cause of cardiovascular disease. So as you get that inflammation down, what's going to happen is you're going to improve your chances of not getting cardiovascular disease or other chronic ailments. And so it's a really important pillar to make sure you have handled. Okay, this one also deals a lot with things that you may be eating. The top 4 offenders are wheat, corn, soy, and dairy products. And when you get those 4 things out of the diet, chances are you'll decrease the inflammation that's in your body. Next up is pillar 5. Pillar 5 is your immune system. When somebody has chronic colds, chronic illnesses, it's usually not multiple colds that are affecting them. For instance, the person you know that every week they're coming in with a quote-unquote different cold. It's usually the same illness that's occurring over and over again. Their body's just not able to kick it, and so the illness will come back. And so with the immune pillar, it's very important to make sure we strengthen the immune system and get the body's hormonal system back up to strength, and with the immune pillar, making sure we're getting the phagocytes, lymphocytes, monocytes, eosinophils, and basophils, white blood cell particles, working the way that they should so that your body can be strong with the immune system, and you should not be getting chronic illnesses, okay, or recurrent illnesses. Being sick is a sign of a weakened immune system. Being healthy and being able to survive through those colds shows us that your body's strong. And so if we look back at that, you can look at Pasteur. Pasteur said it was the seed, meaning the organism, that affected you. But on his deathbed, he admitted Beauchamp was right. It's the soil. It's you, your body's host, and how well you're able to fight off those illnesses. Pillar number 6 is circulation. The circulation, we don't need to say anymore. No, I'm just kidding. The circulatory pillar is very important. That's not just about blood flowing through your system, but it's also about getting oxygen from your lungs into your blood, and then from your blood into your cells. And so we're looking at the function of the arteries, the veins, the heart, right? The nerves, the pump, the wires, and the pipes. And we still have to make sure that they're all working together, connected, and strong to make sure that we can bring food and nutrients throughout your body and get waste products away. So very important. And the last one is your digestive pillar. The digestive pillar is very important because if you're eating food, real food, not the man-made stuff, and you're eating food and you're not digesting it properly, what's going to happen is you're not going to be able to absorb and assimilate the food that you're eating, and then it's not going to be able to supply nutrients to your body. So you can have a fantastic diet, take great supplements, but if your digestion is not working correctly, then you're really not going to break down and absorb the foods that you need. And so all of these pillars are all interconnected, listed level of importance to least importance, sort of. As we correct the upper ones, we find that the lower ones themselves usually, not all the time, but usually will resolve. And so if you're working with a holistic practitioner or even an allopathic provider, you want to make sure that they're working with these pillars to improve and restore function, not just suppress the nervous activity through toxic chemicals. Dr. Dave Wendell from Natural Health and Wellness Center, and this week, make sure you're strengthening your 7 pillars for health.